afternoon and welcome to RunTellThatToo. I know it's a surprise for a Wednesday afternoon. It's April the 8th. I'm looking at the calendar and yes, it's 3:45 in the afternoon here on RunTellThatToo. So go ahead, pick up the phone, give someone a call, and let them know that Unwind with Teddy just went live on Run Tell That Too. All right, so I've already said good afternoon. I'm waiting For my moderators, either one of them, they might be at work or doing something, but I sent out a quick message letting them know that I am live on Run Tell That Too. Yes, we're going to talk about a couple of things this afternoon. Let me just put up Run Tell That Two's banner if I can find it. And yes, in advance, biggest bear hugs to all of the honey bears, the grizzlies, and of course the rip runners here on Run Tell That Too. Now, why can't I find it? No, it's here. Here we go. All right. So as I'm waiting, let me just check and see if either one. Hey, Vicky. Great. I didn't really want to start maybe until one of my moderators came in. No, you're not late. No, at all. I just finished intro music and I sent out a message. There's no tardy here. You are right on time. All right. So let me go ahead and so I've already said good afternoon. If I haven't, I'm saying it again. So remember when I told y'all she was going to respond? Yeah, that part. I said don't be surprised if we see a filing before that hearing, the April 14th hearing, and right on schedule. Here it is. Now, let me be clear. This is a separate case. So I'm not here to argue it. I'm not here to predict outcomes. And I'm definitely not stepping on anybody's toes. Okay. Let me just take a step back. Remember when I was going to announce something that was pretty, important in my case, and I asked before anyone else, read my case, please just allow me that privilege to do so. Well, I wouldn't ask for something that I wouldn't do myself. All right. Okay. So just want to make that clear. But I'm just doing what I do best, documenting the pattern, because what we're seeing right now isn't silence. It's not avoidance. It's something a little more calculated than that. Let's call it participation, but on her terms. What was filed basically is a request. Show up, but not in person, not on camera, and if possible, not at all. Just rule on the paperwork. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn. I said I've watched things over time with history, right? Did I not say that? I'm going to play a little bit from my video to document and underscore. It'll just be, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. As a reminder, yeah. And can you please remember to hit the like on your way in? Okay. Thank you, because that will help the channel. It will. So, documenting the pattern. Participation, on her own terms. Request to show up, but not in person. Did y'all see my short the other day? It was what she wants or what she does not want. What she does not want is to identify herself or reveal her identity. And what else I said she does not want? She does not want the court to rule contempt, sanctions, in my case. But remember, I said something that was common in both cases. If she showed up, or if she shows up, that ain't happening. Not in person. No. I said if she shows up, then basically her identity would come into play. Let's just leave it like that. I said, so there's a choice, show up, but that clashes with anonymity and her wanting to remain like that. Or risk, remember, default judgment being ruled without a voice. In my case, I said there were two choices. Right now, because nothing has been ruled in my case, and I said, well, the week was young, but now we're here in the middle. I checked, but the court isn't closed. It doesn't close until 4:30, and typically got to give maybe an hour after that, because sometimes things get filed at the right at the hour when it's closing, and it may not show up for another hour or so. I've seen that happen. So right now, in my case, it's reveal your identity, the defendant, or risk contempt and sanctions. Okay. Both cases, I said there's going to be, as things get closer, eventually there's going to be some overlap in either rulings, maybe possibly, don't know. And I've always said, I don't know what I don't know, right? I just have been reporting on what I've experienced as history, all right? And how this individual has moved in history. That's all. This is fair use commentary for education, criticism, news reporting, and entertainment purposes only. But not in person. She wants to show up, not in person, not on camera. And if possible, the third is not at all. Just wants the court to rule on the paperwork that she's already submitted. Remember, I told you there was a response. No one's talked about it. I haven't told you what it is. No, I just said there's been a response. The court hasn't responded to it. Not that I can see yet. Okay. And that tells you everything you need to know about the strategy. This is my opinion. This is a public record, though I'm not going to disclose it. No, not yet. Or, talk about the contents by showing it. What I'm talking about here, the strategy, it's the same, but here a little different because she was given a notice to appear, okay, for a hearing, both parties. So by filing this motion, and it was a motion, so there's two things now. There was a motion that was filed, it hit today. Control the appearance. One, control the exposure. Control how much of themselves that the court, the public, anyone actually gets to see. Again, I'm not here to debate whether that's allowed. I don't know. I just don't. Courts will decide that. There's 3 more business days before the hearing. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Monday. Enough time. But what I am going to point out is that this isn't random. This is consistent. It is. And if you've been watching long enough, you already recognize the theme. Anonymity matters here a lot. So I'm going to play again a few minutes from my clip because I want y'all to hear it for yourself. And then we're going to talk about what it means, not just in this moment, but perhaps in the bigger picture. I'm going to ask you to please be respectful in the chat. Let's see if I can pull up my clip. So hang on, let me just put a quick cover. Let's just throw that for a second. And change this. Nope. Let's do this. Where's my run? Okay, that's good. Now, see if we can bring this up. And I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. I think I've got it up. That's not the one I want, so hang on. Let's try this again. Let's get rid of this. I want my other background. Oh. Let's see. Let me get rid of, I want to get, because I don't want two here. Let's just do it like that. Better. All right, so what you're looking at is the video that I created the other night, a couple of nights ago. All right, let's take a listen carefully. Recently, or listen to that. So she's been, although we know she said she does things 3 and 4 steps ahead of the time, all of this is very strategic, purposeful. Now, I'm going to just switch gears for just a quick moment, and then I know it's getting late, but this is something that I think might happen. Okay. I look at the history of how she has been filing in my case. All right. The type of filings. We're at ECF 153. There have been multiple stays. There have been things like right up to the, last moment of time, like just when you think if one more day that something, we're almost there, then people who have followed this case, then something else drops, right? I would not be surprised if, in my case, that some type of supplement filing could be added. Now, a person could say, oh, don't make a suggestion. I don't have to make a suggestion. I already know how this person thinks based on their history or kind of how they are doing things. Not think exactly, but I haven't been far off. No. Okay. So I'll say like this, given their history, okay, and given their history of filing emergency stays, emergency, okay, I would not be surprised if she's not planning to drop some kind of emergency motion. Now she's filed for a stay already. I'm talking about, watch this. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not planning some type of emergency motion on the other case next week, likely Thursday, Friday. Here's why. To give that court one day and one day alone pressure to have to decide. Okay. I didn't say she was going to do it. I said based on history. Next week, a couple of different things to push dates and deadlines out because my dates are pressing right up against that too. I would not be surprised at all because she's played that emergency card. In my case, she does not want to be held in contempt, and she does not want her identity to be known either. And she's saying to the court, in my case, that if there isn't a stay, then it puts her in a position to be forced to choose between one or the other. If that's the choice. If the stay doesn't come, she's saying to the court that she has to choose either to be in contempt, risk that, or to reveal her identity. Okay? She's concerned about that identity. A court date to appear? Well, her identity is also going to be in question too, right? So one way or the other, choice, what's she going to choose? Is she going to be choosing between identity and being in default and not arguing for that? So it's identity in both cases is what, both come with identity, right? Show up and we learn the identity. Mm-hmm. If there's not a stay put into place and the court, in my case, rules, then she's got to choose. I don't know if that's going to be a choice. I guess everything is a choice, though, right? She can choose. She said she would be basically forced to choose, so she already knows. She's telling the court, you've got to stay this, or I'm going to be forced to choose. Huh. There's something else I can't really say. I don't want to, She's put herself in this situation. And yes, there is so much gaslighting and deflection. And even with this, I'm looking back at 28, this, what she's calling pattern of obsession and fixation. There's a lot of deflection going on. But I haven't really talked about this part. No, because I have stuck with focusing on my claims and not getting into all of this. All right, so let me put back up the banner. Just give me a second. So you heard that. You heard what I said. That was a couple of days ago. Actually, it was April the 5th, a few days ago, right before the week. Let's take this down. And let's go back here. So, if you are just now joining me, I talked about briefly that I said that she, the defendant, same defendant in both cases, was going to respond to the other case this week. And she did. This wasn't a surprise. As a matter of fact, let me just put up a cover because I want to tell you between the two how many pages. There were 6 pages in this filing today, and she is asking if the court, again, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to give you my this is a super highlight, not even that, in her ask to, one, either allow her to not show up. None of this involves showing up in person. None of it involves revealing her identity. All of it involves remaining anonymous. But how she wants to participate requests, one, she wants to be able to call in. Okay. Phone first. If she can't go by telephone, she'd like a Zoom permission, but without the camera turned on. If she can't have that, she doesn't want to show up at all. She wants the court to rule on what she submitted before today, the other one that I told you she submitted. So I'm going to tell you what that is. So just let that sink in. Okay? Let that sink in. Again, I'm not reading from any of it. I'm not stepping on anyone's toes at all. This is something that I've already talked about, and I'm merely barely touching the surface, barely, because I want someone to read this. I'm not going to read it yet. I would like to hear someone read her responses on air. Okay? Remember when my case and things came in, people were reading and reading and reading the record from my case? I'd like to see or hear someone read her response to the court. She's not going to read it. Nope. She is not going to read this. Nope. It's a public record. I'm not going to read it yet. I didn't say if I'm going to read it. I just said yet. Okay? There's a hearing next week. Okay? But I'd like someone to read it so people can hear what her response is. Now, let me put up a cover because I want to pull something. Again, I'm not a party in the case, but I've been mentioned. And there is something here in what she filed. I'll just say that there's something here. But let's see if I can pull up a record. Again, I'm not going to be reading from the record at all. Let's see. Okay. So, there was a filing on March 30th, and that was her opposition to the plaintiff's motion for default judgment. Okay. It was 46 pages. Have you heard anyone read it? 46 pages. Mm-hmm. And today, there are 6 pages. So 52 pages. Mm-hmm. That the court has to consider before the hearing. Has anybody read it? Has anybody mentioned it? Not a peep. Nada. No one has to read it. No, I'm not going to read it. Not on air. I've been mentioned multiple times, but I'm not going to read it. Nobody's mentioned it. Nobody's read it. Could someone just read the 6 pages from today? Maybe someone will read it. Remember when people were reading my case? Do y'all remember? Every time something came in, it was being read. You remember that? I mean, it was a reading frenzy. So now, I would like to hear this read. The response from today, because we're getting close to that hearing, and maybe there's just might be something in there. Maybe that's been mentioned before. It might get read tonight. It might. It might be. Someone could be reading it now. I don't know. I haven't checked. Mm-hmm. But as you just heard, I did mention that I wouldn't be surprised if a response was going to come, you know, ahead of it. Yeah. So, three things, three options, basically, that she's saying to the court. You choose. Choose for me. Here's 1, 2, 3. I said, without a doubt, I didn't stumble. If there was a choice between one or the other, she's going to choose. As far as the top, it's anonymity. Everything else falls below that. There's nothing else that matters to her. Nothing. The priority for her is to somehow try to balance, try to finagle the sword, the shield, the sword, anonymity at all cost. At all cost, protect her anonymity. And I've already told you, and you've seen it in my case, what some of those talking points involved in justifying it. It's the same. The drumbeat is the same. The strategy is the same, except now she's faced with show up. She doesn't plan to show up. Not in person. She does not plan to have a camera turned on. It's not going to happen. It's clear in this filing. This is why I want someone to read it, because I want you to know exactly, precisely what she is asking. I'm just giving you the highlight. That's my disclaimer. I said it's fair use commentary. I didn't tell you precisely. Let us not get that incorrect. I want you to hear how she's justifying her request, or rather, you choose. Basically, this is how I see it. Because no, she is not going to walk through the court doors. That ain't happening. I want you to find out why she said that ain't happening. She gives some, again, her response. She gave the lengthy response in ECF 56, 54, but then she corrected at 56. And okay, then she looped back this week and filed a motion. What did she call that? I didn't tell you what she called it. Hang on. Let's take a quick because I just want to just tell you titles and numbers. That's it. That's it. So let me look. Hang on. Oh, okay. Let's remove this. Okay. So even if you didn't open Pacer, like open the motion, the title says a lot. Okay. The title says a lot. So I'm going to tell you what the title is. It's Defendant's Motion and Brief to appear telephonically or by audio only remote means. Just the title. So again, in the title, those are her asks, those two. Okay. Telephonically or audio only remote. If the judge doesn't permit that, there's an alternate way that she'd like to argue, and it's already been written, her submission, if that's the one she plans the judge to review. If these others aren't granted, then if I can't telephone in, or if I can't, if she can't make the phone call, if she can't appear by audio only on a Zoom, then guess decided on what I've submitted. That's how. That's how it is. So now let me go back to the chat. And see who else is joining me. Listen carefully. Yes. Scared of the boogeyman? Oh, I don't know. Golden. Who are these people that they're trying to run the court? I don't know. I'm just trying to convey, just in general, and maybe someone will come along. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh. Real Talk and Tea. No, Real Talk Tea with Kimmy Love herself says read it. You'd like me to read it? All right, hold on. Just let me contemplate that here, because I might come back and ask you a question. Just confirm that. Okay, hold on. Good afternoon to my moderators. Yeah, good afternoon, Teddy and chat, and welcome, Kimmy Love. V Love says, Kimmy Love, good afternoon. This is my first time saying your name today, I said. the other case. Good afternoon, bush babies. All right. Bushes. Mhm. All right. Let's see. Hang on. Hang on. I'm just looking at something. All right. So here's what I will do. Where did it go? I will make a disclaimer. Okay. Um, Gimme said, read it. Okay. Um, I take it that to mean that you're comfortable with me covering this topic and not viewing me as stepping on your case. Okay. I want to be responsible, so I'm not going to read through it. I am going to highlight maybe a portion of it respectfully. Okay. I'm not going to argue it. I'm simply going to read a portion. Does that make sense? And and let's see, who is this just coming in? Uh Descent and in order. Mhm. I don't know who this individual is who has made a statement. You don't have to erase it. You can leave it just like that. Okay. I am going to remain focused. I came in to basically say what I've done, what I said already. That's my hour. Okay. And we were getting ready to almost say goodbye. So, everything that I do on this channel, every move that I make right now is being watched, is being captured, it's being interpreted, and it could be twisted. Okay. So, this is a public record. I am not a party to the case. I already have seen things twisted. I'm talking about, that have been filed on the record in both my case and the other. So I have to move with caution. And that's why I ask, I hope someone reads it. Okay. I told you the title. It's Defendant's Motion and Brief to appear telephonically or by audio only remote. Let's see. Plaintiff states, and I'm skipping down, in support of her statements, she starts off after her initial paragraph by stating that good cause exists for permitting telephonic or audio only appearance where the issues are legal in nature, no live testimony is required, and remote participation will not prejudice any party while avoiding unnecessary burden. There's more to that. Then she organizes it in points. She numbers 1 through 14, and then 14 is expanded into 14A, B, C, D. Then it continues with 15, 16, 17, and then defendant requesting at the end for the court to permit the defendant to appear telephonically at the April 14th hearing, or permit the defendant to appear by audio only, such as Zoom, with the camera disabled. Next, alternatively, dispense with oral arguments, just away with it, and decide the motion on the written submission pursuant to Eastern District, Michigan, LR 7.1 F2, and then grant any relief. And then it's signed, it's dated, it's 6 pages. Again, there's points 1 through, what did I say, 17? I did. She also includes a telephone number in point or number 17. How she can be reached, or that she's available to dial in. Let me see if there's anything else. Well, I mean, it's the meat of it is in these 17 bullet points or numbers 1 through 17. I don't know if there are no exhibits. So she first goes over the logistics, when the hearing is. She's already talked about the opposition. I told you she filed that. Let's see. Let's see if that's the same date. The one that she wants to be used. I haven't looked at that one, but let's just see. I'm not going to pull it up. Just want to see what she's talking about. She states in her number 2 that she's filed an opposition addressing the plaintiff's proposed order. And let's see. Something key here. Defendant does not seek to present live testimony. And again, that's a snippet. This one is interesting. She states that she's located a significant distance from the courthouse and that such an in-person attendance would require substantial travel time. Again, without expanding on it. I want to just stick to what's written. I'm not going to give, again, my arguments or anything like that. In number 8, there's a part of it, again, I'm not reading these in total, where she states she has not evaded participation. She talks about her First Amendment rights and protections to anonymity, to remain anonymous. She talks about the Supreme Court and her constitutional protection. She's making arguments. I'll just tell you what the argument. No. She's making an argument about whether or not the plaintiff has stated sufficient claims and is entitled to relief. In 13, she states to appear in person under these circumstances would function as compelled identification. And there's more to it. Again, I'm just reading a sentence or part of it. She states in 14, in-person appearance would be unnecessarily burdened. Then she expands 14A, B, CD, which expands on that. Let's see, personal appearance. She talks about a video appearance would necessitate the disclosure of the defendant's physical likeness and surroundings, and that in doing so, this is my words, in doing so, because I don't want to read it all, but I'm going to read precisely here, creating a permanent visual record that could be used to de-anonymization, take her from, anonymity to knowing. 14b, if she appeared by video, this is how she writes. Now I'm going to say precisely because I'm not reading it all. Compelling defendant to appear in person or by video would result in irreparable harm. Then she explains why. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to read 14D. That's too personal. I don't want to expand on it. Sorry for smacking. 15. At the end of it, she states that the circumstance further supports resolving the hearing in a manner that minimizes unnecessary burden. I won't read this 16 paragraph, but I will read the first sentence. In the alternative, if the court declines to permit telephonic or audio only appearance, defendant respectfully requests that the court decide the motion on the written submissions already filed. In 17, she gives a telephone number, how she can be reached, and or that she's available to dial into the court. That's what I will read. Give me a moment and I'll be right back. All right, so now I'll come out and say that what she has filed, I'm seeing 46 pages of opposition to default judgment and another 6 pages that were filed today that I just read, maybe bits and pieces, sentence, and gave you the structure. Maybe someone will read it in its entirety. Let me go up to the top where we first let's see. And let me just go through the comments, and something could shed light, or I don't know how the rest of the broadcast will go. Let's just see. Please remember to be respectful, mindful of the words that you use in the chat. Distractions, yes. Where was that? Let's see. I am going to say that a comment made and quoting me, it's a misquote because I'll just say it's a misquote. And okay, we read that. Focus. Okay. They don't want you to read it. Okay. And I'm sure people are listening. That part. Yeah. Let me see if I can go outside of the studio. Hang on for a second. Then that way I can actually read. Oh, you know what I don't have? I keep forgetting to do this. Turn on the comments. They're right there. I'm just not. And then that way I don't have to. There. I don't have to go outside the studio. I can see them. So, yes. Fair use commentary. All comments and opinions in the chat are allegedly and their own opinions. Unnecessary burden. Again, relate that to just the snippet that I read. It had to do with travel or distance. And if I remember correctly, I'm not looking at it. Let me go back. Yes, create an unnecessary burden. I'm going to say one thing, but I'm not going to expand on it. Listen carefully. Michigan. Okemos, Michigan. December 2025. Okemos, Michigan. Mailing. Okemos, Michigan mailing court. Diversity. Plaintiff 1, Plaintiff 2, Michigan. OMG, says Golden. Yeah. Right. Someone can read it. Maybe someone should read it. Let's see. There was no expansion on where that transportation, nothing, I can't. There, it was signed like it's signed on mine, I believe. Let me see if the signature, because I didn't read that closely. Now I'm looking at it. It's submitted, as the Danielle Robertson, improperly named, and she's used that. She puts this recent address in Phoenix, Arizona, that is a registered agent address. Or, one of those mail stops. I've looked it up. And I've noted it in my case, so that's not something new. Let me just go back to that first sentence again and this is ECF 57, by the way, I didn't say it. In the other case, Smith v. Robertson. 14, defendant, she talks about such compelled in-person appearance would unnecessarily burden asserted constitutional protections. And that she can conduct, telephone audio. Then it's when she expands 14A, talking about the video appearance would necessitate the disclosure of her likeness, surroundings. Oh, I could say something, but I won't. Where does it say travel or anything like that? I believe I read that. Because I just read bits and pieces. So let me see. I want to be accurate. I don't want to misquote anything or interpret anything. Hang on, just... see the word. Okay. I wanted to go to the statement. It's 4, where she talks about travel. Defendant is located a significant distance from the courthouse such that in-person attendance would require substantial travel time, coordination, and expense. She follows in 5, I didn't read it. She talks about her professional obligations. She talks about this being short notice. She talks about financial burden. She talks about things that are personal. I wanted to be precise because I know I'm being recorded. I know things can be spun, and this is fair use commentary. This is not a collaboration. This is independent. I'm strictly reading from the record. And I just need to state it like that because, well, we've all seen what time it is, what happens to filings. Something can be filed. I am in active litigation, so I'm aware of that. So we left here. She had weeks, that's where I stopped, to have her transportation settled. History, and I've mentioned this, you heard in my audio. I said something about last minute. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? I'm sure you do. Reference to last minute and everything that's done. Everything is planned. It's strategic. That's no guesswork. I have documentation to support that. She says is her strategy. And I have mentioned this numerous times, and this is why I know or have said that anonymity to her that's it. Nothing comes before that. To remain anonymous at the expense of anything else. She has said that if she thought she was going to be found out, she was going to disappear. I have the recording. She did. And this is go time. But it's also, I said she would push back, and she is pushing back. That's, yeah, you would need to just read it in its entirety. Love 777, entitlement. Golden says, but it's okay to ruin people's lives under hidden identity, but now you're worried about burden? That's crazy work. She has used the word ruin, so that is not out of the ordinary that you're saying ruin just frivolously. Yes. She has said that she is going to ruin my legacy. She's going to ruin my life. So the choice of word I can relate to and know that she's used. Yeah, you get it. Take your time. Yeah. Golden says, I hope this judge isn't falling for this mess. The 14th is less than a week away. It's 6 days. Let's see. Take your time. Thank you. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Good job. Thank you. Yeah. Don't forget my Gatorade. It's like, yeah, when I said take a break, I have it. How did you know I was going for that? Because Uh, Real Talk and Tea says, so basically, I can do to others what I don't want done to me, is what she's saying. She is certainly concerned about her image being out there. And she said, if the camera, even if the camera's on it, you would be able to see her environment, the background, or whatever. I do recall that I had that concern, after something was leaked and it was a joke, laughed at, and exploited. I just find it fascinating. Rules don't apply. I've said that before, so this is nothing new. And it is not slanderous, it's not defamatory. Rules don't apply, and here's why. She has said, "Who gon' check me, boo?" That's one of her go-tos, and even the court. I have recordings. No one checks her. No one. Nope. Nope. She does not. In my opinion, this part is my opinion, based on history, based on what she has said. She does not think she's been checked. So her and being checked, that doesn't go hand in hand. This it's like, what y'all thinking about? I'm not checked. That's in her mind. Yeah. She's still anonymous. She has said that multiple times. I'm still anonymous, bees. Mm-hmm. Who gonna check me, boo? Yes, maybe Maggie or Lucky will read it. Oh, you mean Lucky the dog? I just realized little Lucky. Yeah, maybe they'll read it in full tonight. It's just 6 pages. And then if you want to really read her response, read the 46 pages. Juju says, I like the comments a little to the left, Teddy. It doesn't override the live comments. Keep it like that. Pretty please? Okay, I will. That's a widescreen. Short notice. We are not connected. We are content creators on this platform. And respectfully, we do have, the defendant in common. We do. Mm-hmm. And I have said, I support any person who believes in justice and they have a case. It's their right to file. Yeah. And to be heard. People want to be heard. I want to be heard. If you are enjoying the video, please hit the like. Thanks. Give us a thumbs up. Oh, and the DSM-6. I did hear someone mention, I'll just tap on it real quick. Psychology is being used. Underlying some of this, I would have to say I have been well aware of psychology being used as far back as 2021. And I've mentioned it in multiple videos. Armchair psychology. And one of the first things I mentioned to that is I said, that um, she said that she was a mandated reporter. I have that. And she spoke about her experience. And in doing so, things that she said led me to believe that she either worked in it, studied it, did something related to it because of the terminology that she was using. It was too specific. Don't know because we don't know who she is. Or I don't. All right, let me keep going down. Thanks for having me. You're welcome. Real Talk says I'm with Kimmy says I am going to the bushes. Thank you for stopping by and allowing me to, um, you know, read from the document that was filed today. Again, in its entirety, someone could read that. Thanks for stopping by, Kimmy. From Juju. Nothing lasts forever. Secret. She's just making it worse for herself. Yes, for those who understand, but Unforgiven says the DSM 5 is the current psych diagnosis manual. It is. Hi, Angie Green. And there we have it. It's 5:17. I said, let's talk. Run tell that too. And I think I can wrap it up right here. Do I plan to come back tonight? Maybe just to relax. It's 5:18 now. We'll see. If I come back, it will be on Unwind with Teddy, and it shouldn't be too late. I took this time, so I'm kind of like right in the middle of the afternoon drive time. There are some things that I definitely need to get done. So I'll leave you with that. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears, plus the rip runners. Please hit the like on your way out. Email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Keep your bear phones on and your running shoes, the runners, laced up. Let's see. Just check the email. We are good. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good evening.